Good morning, everybody, or evening, or, well, night, even, I suppose. Anyway, today, I have a review of, drumroll please, Fuuu's Endosym. Huh? What's that? Oh, right, sorry, I forgot. It's just released. That's probably the reasoning for you being here. Well, regardless, I'm going to be telling you how to take full advantage of the technological, nanotech marvel that is your Model 50 Endosym suit. So, let's dive right in. Okay, just quickly before we start, I would like to thank you all so much for 1k subscribers. It is huge, and I would have never imagined I'd make it to 1k subscribers. So again, I just want to say thank you all so much. I am going to do something for the milestone event. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have terrible with idea making. If you have any ideas, you leave a comment if you'd like. I'm going to think of something eventually, hopefully. But you know, if you do have any ideas, please leave them in the comments below. But I just wanted to say again, thank you all so much. I'm incredibly grateful, and let's go on to the review. Righty, so today, as I mentioned in the intro, we are reviewing Fuuu's Endosym. It's an Iron Man add-on, if you couldn't tell, by Endosym. You might not know what that is, to be fair. It's an Iron Man armor. I mean, the thumbnail is probably enough context for that, but still. It's a very unique Iron Man add-on. It does things I haven't seen from an Iron Man add-on before, which I quite like. I mean, I don't think there's a lot of dedicated Iron Man add-ons, but still, it does some interesting things with the concept of an Iron Man suit. Ignore that. I definitely don't have a secret layer or anything. I definitely not. I picked this place very specifically. I'll show you why. Does it look a bit familiar? Does it? It might. I thought it looked quite, coincidentally similar to a certain set from certain Iron Man films. So yeah, our Endosym suit. Now, first thing we're going to go over is obtainment of your Endosym suit. And the first step to obtaining the Endosym armor is finding a Symbiote meteorite. I do have one already scouted out for us, so let's get going over there. Boom. These are, they're decently spread out. Obviously, you need to find a few of them to build your Endosym suit, so you're going to need to locate a few. So because of that, they're decently rare. They're not incredibly rare. It's not uncommon to come across multiple, but you will have to, explore for a bit. Now, we have this symbiotic goo, and then we also have condensed symbiote matter. So, for your symbiote goo, you need to find the source of your symbiote goo and get yourself a bottle. You take your bottle, you right-click on it, and it fills with symbiotic essence. You can do that to any of the source marks of these. So usually there is 2, I believe. I think there's consistently 2. And then there's the condensed symbiote matter, which you obtain by right-clicking on this. You get free for this. You don't get to keep the bottles once you've crafted the things you're going to craft with them. So it's not too insanely overpowered. Not overpowered. It's not too insanely, unfair. Sure, you get free, and then you don't get the bottles back. So you can't get infinite bottles from this, is what I'm trying to say, basically. Obviously, we have our coal as well. We're just going to get all of this. You can, with your symbiote goo from the source bottle, you can put that into a bucket, but you can't really do much with that other than place it elsewhere. So yeah, and then obviously we have a lot of coal, and we also get some black stone out of this. You want to mine into the center of this because there's 2 symbiotic, condensed symbiote matter in the middle. I don't actually need the black stone. Yeah. 6 coal blocks of coal. That's very nice. 54 coal. Obviously, I don't need it, but as it goes, that'd be very nice for you. So max we get 29 symbiotic essence from this. You can craft condensed symbiote matter again, but you do need to use 9 symbiotic essence to make the condensed symbiote block. So, also when you break the condensed symbiote, it's not called a block, is it? No, condensed symbiote matter. You get that didn't happen last time. Okay. Is it? There it is. Okay, so when you break it, you have a chance to get symbiote infused metal. I thought it was a consistent thing. Because when I was doing testing, I broke 3 of these and I got 3 symbiote infused metal fragments consistently. Now, this is the next thing we're going to be going over, your symbiote infused metal fragments. I'm just going to be calling them infused fragments because it's just, easier that way. But yeah, so they are crafted with iron and symbiotic essence. Just very simple recipe in here. And this is going to be your stepping stone to every other thing you're going to need to craft in this whole add-on. This is like the building block for just everything as a whole. Now, with this, you get 3 crafting recipes from this. You get the symbiote infused metal, which is really just like an ingot. Then you get the artificial codex and the nanite, filled nanite injector. I'll go over the recipe for the nanite injector later because you're going to need it, but we don't need it right now. So the first thing you're probably going to want to craft is the symbiote infused metal, which can be used to craft a variety, 2 things. I say a variety of. I mean, is 2 a variety? Not really. You get the Symbiote essence extractor and the Endosym nanotech core, which is your suit. So you need the artificial codex for both of these. So you are going to have to craft this. So you're going to need condensed symbiote matter and obviously infused fragments and a vibranium circuit. I'm going to go over how to get. Well, I'm not going to go over it specifically, but you get vibranium and titanium from a vibranium meteorite with just base palladium, and I'm going to put an image on the screen of what that looks like. They're found above heart-shaped herbs, which I'm also going to put on screen what they look like. Find a heart-shaped herb, dig down, and you will find your meteorite. And then you can get your vibranium and your titanium. I don't know the exact rates for how much titanium or vibranium you can get. I think they are affected by fortune, but I can't fully remember. So let's make ourselves some of these. Let's make ourselves one of these. Symbiote infused metal. So you're going to really want to craft first the artificial codex, as that is what you require for most things. The recipe for the vibranium circuit is 2 diamond, 2 vibranium ingots, and 2 iron ingots. And then I've gone over the recipe for the rest, and you get this 9 to make this. And then you have 2 choices with this. You can either make yourself your Endosym nanotech core, or you can make yourself your symbiote essence extractor. Personally, for the first model, you can sort of skip this. I'm going to be honest. You can sort of skip the symbiote essence extractor. As it says, it just extracts symbiote essence from mobs killed within 5 blocks of the extractor. I do have my essence extractor set up down here. Also, I put a torch there. Well, I'm going to, show the functionality of that when I have the suit on. But you can sort of skip that, as if you've gone to enough symbiote meteorites to get all of the stuff you'd need for the first nanotech core, you don't need any more symbiote essence, and I think you have to do roughly the same stuff to get both of these. So you can just skip this. It's not technically a requirement. It just makes it so that you can farm symbiote essence. So if you're on a server and you want your friends to be able to get endosym suits, you can use this to just infinitely farm it. So yeah, but the thing what you really want, obviously, is the Endosym nanotech core, which is the core power source of the Model 50 Endosym armor. Lovely jubbly. So You need 4 symbiote infused metal and 3 quartz circuits. Quartz circuits are made with 2 copper ingots, 2 nether quartz, and 2 iron ingots. So this also needs the artificial codex, as we've gone over the recipe for this, and then finally the arc reactor. The arc reactor is made with 4 quartz circuits, 2 iron ingot, 2 lead ingots, and 1 redstone flux crystal. I have everything I'm going to be needing for crafting in here. Some of this stuff is for later, so just ignore some of it. But yeah, so them. I'll take my titanium out now. We have our circuits, and then I think, yeah, I believe that will be everything. So we have our arc reactor here. Then we need our artificial codex, which we need 1 more condensed symbiote matter, which again can be made with 9 symbiotic essence. And then we can craft our Model 1. Oh no, sorry, we can craft our artificial codex. The recipe for the Model 1, I need to craft just a few more panels. Or 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So the Endosym nanotech core. Now you might be saying, LD. So that's it, yeah? That's it. I can use my Endosym suit now. No! No, you cannot. Why would you think that? Why would you think that? God. Okay, I'm going to take off this because it'll overlap with the suit. But, okay, let's hang up my jacket and let's hang up my goggles. Lovely jubbly. Now, obviously, we have our Endosym nanotech core, and you can put this on, and you can even charge it up if you'd like to. But when it's charged up, you will gain. I have my charger here. Well, there's the crafting recipe for the charger is 4 iron ingots, 2 quartz circuits, 1 lead circuit, 1 glass, and 1 redstone flux crystal. Now, you can install another mod to charge your Endosym suit. Or you could just, again, use this if you wanted to. I didn't get any lead circuits. Okay. Lead. I need exactly 1 lead circuit. I would just install another mod, but this is an option for you if you don't have access to that. So yes, this requires nether quartz in your offhand and the item you want to charge in your main hand. And it just converts it into power. It's quite nice, really. So yeah, offhand, main hand. Bam. Okay, so now you might be thinking, LD, so now can I use my nanotech Endosym suit? No. No. How many times do we have to go over this? No. No, you need one more thing. And the one more thing that you will need is nanites. Because it's all well and good having your Endosym nanotech core and having it charged. But it's no use without your nanites. So what you're going to need, a nanite injector. I used my glass block, didn't I? Yeah. There's no use spelling block of glass, is it? Okay, glass. Right. You need your nanite injector, but this is empty, of course. So what you're going to want to do, is you're going to want to take 2 symbiote infused metal fragments, 1 quartz circuit, and your empty nanite injector, and just put them all on the crafting table, and you get your filled nanite injector. And then, bam. Oh, okay, right. Oh, a bit, yeah. Gives you a bit of nausea, that does. To be expected, to be fair. You're injecting yourself with experimental nanites. I mean, what do you want? If the worst thing you get is a bit of an headache, that's, not bad as it goes. Now, using the Endosym suit when fully charged, even without the nanites, does give you regeneration. You get passive regeneration. It's very good regeneration, but obviously that does drain your power. This is obviously, this is a bit of a spoiler. Oh, right. Okay. Let's just slash damage me. Slash damage me 10. Yeah, look at that. It drains power to do it, but that's insane regeneration. Although, little tip, which, might be a bit broken. I noticed, I think, when you don't have the nanites injected and you do heal, I don't think it drains power. I thought I noticed that in testing. I might be misremembering, but if I'm not, that's a good little thing for you. So yeah, that is everything with your Endosym without nanites, and then how to get your nanites and how to get your Endosym suit. So then we need to move on to the actual Endosym suit itself. Now, for the actual suit, you are going to need nothing. Now, that's right. I know. I wasn't messing with you this time. You can just use it now. Bam. Yeah, that is well meant. Now, there are certain things your suit can do whilst it is deactivated. Some of your abilities on your ability bar can be used while your suit's deactivated, but I'll go over those when I go over those abilities themselves. Instead, I'm going to go over stat increases that you can access whilst not having your suit active, as well as certain things your suit can do whilst not active. So, there's 3 things your suit can do whilst your suit isn't active currently. Technically 4 things, but I'm going to save the final thing till last, as it's a nice little bonus thing. And it also ties into something I have planned for later. I'm going to be totally honest. So, you can increase your speed. Your speed can be increased whilst running without having your suit active. You can fly whilst having your suit active. By trying to fly, you summon your repulsors and your legs, boots. I don't know. I actually don't. Yeah, it's very decent flight as well. This is the same max flight speed as if you got the suit active. So yeah, it's very good flight. And I think this is new Palladium flight as well. I believe this is a new flight system for Palladium with the whole barrel roll and whatnot. So I think I've seen it in a handful of places, and I do remember something about the flight changing, but I can't fully recall because I haven't specifically looked out for the information. But if it is, this is a very neat new Palladium flight. You can do barrel rolls. That's gorgeous. You can do it anyway. It's just happening this way for some reason. Well, I think you can't go immediately into another one. Yeah. Okay. So you can fly, as I said, and then lastly you get full res. So when you're falling, your legs activate and they negate full damage. A current bug makes it so that sometimes when you fall, if you go immediately into a fall from flying, or if there's an overlap between your legs activating, you will take full damage. I think if I've had it happen where I've been flying downwards and then I'll try to recreate it. Come on. I know there's a way. I don't know how, because I need to be up a certain level of height. No, okay. I'm not gonna try to recreate it. Okay. So your running speed is increased specifically by 200% whilst running. And you're also able to jump higher whilst running. You get a slight jump boost. I got all the stats off Apothic attributes. For flight, obviously, as I say, you can summon your repulsors and your thrusters and fly. Just pressing spacebar twice does that. And then full resistance is increased to 100% on the full resistance amount when you fall. So yeah, I think that is all of the stats I've written down, yeah. And then, as well, all of your Endosym devices will passively charge as long as they're above a certain amount of energy. I think as long as they have 1%, they can passively recharge. But if they get below that, you will have to recharge them yourself. And that is everything with the passive stuff. So let's go on to the abilities. Now, ability 1 is Deploy Model 50 Endosym Suit. You can summon your suit, activating the nanites within yourself, and summoning, your full suit. The suit gives you plus 26 armor points, plus 20 armor toughness, and plus 9 attack damage. Bam. You also get Water Breathing 2, Night Vision 2, and Fire Resistance as long as the suit is active. And whilst it's active, it does passively drain energy. But, that makes sense. 10 damage is quite decent to be fair. And you can increase that as well. 15 crit. And I think, does that stack? Yeah, that's yeah, yeah, it's stacked. Well, good that is. Well, good. So that's everything with ability 1. Obviously, water breathing, night vision, and fire resistance are incredibly useful. Incredibly useful. And then, of course, we have our ability 2, which is your repulsors. Your repulsors are beams, so they aren't like blasts. They are full-on, beams. They do 10 base damage, which can be increased in 2 ways, which I'll mention later when I get to them. The repulsor can be used whilst the suit's deactivated as well, so you don't have to worry about that. They drain energy whilst they're being used, which does make sense. It's a decent amount. What, like 1 energy every 2 ticks of damage? That's like roughly feels like. I'm just like eyeballing it. You're going based off how it's happening right now. So that is the repulsors. Of course, there's 2 ways you can improve those, which I'll go over in a minute. One of them will be very soon, with ability 3, Symbiotic Morphing. With the symbiotic nature of your suit, as it is based off, goop of a symbiote, the nanites can morph into multiple different tools and multi-tools, and also enhance your repulsors. So the nanotech multi-tool acts as a pickaxe, an axe, and a shovel. So if I just go over here, bam, and shovel, and then axe. You can't shave wood, but it's not bad. You can't hold things whilst you have any of your enhancements active as well. Okay, so that's the multi-tool. I should probably let this recharge a bit, but Oh, also, whilst you're running and flying, whilst you're flying, it drains energy a bit. It's quite slow though, and then whilst running, I think it will drain energy, but obviously or it's either it will drain energy or you can't increase your energy. Let's run for a bit. Ooh. Is it gonna? Is it? No, I do think it's just you can't gain energy. Okay. So yes, that was the symbiotic multi-tool. Then we have the sword, which adds plus 10 damage to your already plus 9 damage, which does plus 20 damage with the suit active. This also makes your lights go red. And then whilst deactivated, you do 11 damage, which is very decent again. It's definitely a good thing to have on summon. And then our final ability is enhanced repulsors, which take on sort of like a railgun look, I would say, and they do 15 damage, and they set fire to your enemies. That was a crit. That was oh, that drains so much energy. It does drain a lot to be active like that. Nice little sound here. Okay. Alright. Put me back in, coach. No, that was not good. Not good. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, again, drains a decent amount of energy. All of them do passively drain energy. The beam drained a very... Yeah, you do... Okay. Yeah, it sets fire to your enemies. It's very nice. Very nice indeed. Ability 4... is a big one. It's Hulkbuster. Model looks alright. Both of the suit skin and the model for this are going to be reworked in the next update. The sonic boom sound effect is because of Sang. So actually, that's /game roll. Sang strong punch false. Okay, you do 39 damage. Your beams do 30 damage, and yeah, it drains a lot of your energy to be in Hulkbuster mode. A lot of it. Like a lot. And so obviously adding the beams on top of that, you can very quickly just instantly drain all of your energy if you're not careful. So, yeah. I do have the stat increases written down, I believe. You get plus 14 armor and plus 29 damage. You also gain plus 100 knockback resistance. So all very good increases to your stats. Repulsor damage is increased to 30. Yeah. let's just quickly let that recharge. The passive energy drain is, of course, decently high as it goes. And then, well, obviously, Unibeam, which is our final ability, is significantly increased with the Hulkbuster suit, well, the Hulkbuster mode, but I will go over that when I go over the Unibeam itself, which I'm about to do. I'm just letting my energy re-up a bit. No, I'm just messing you. I'm just going to do it this way. Okay, right. Let's recharge that. That is recharged. Okay, so final chest Unibeam. So, bam. It summons your chest piece. Drains a lot of your energy. Does 15 damage at base. So much of your energy. Then Hulkbuster mode does 60 damage. And that was like that. It was gone. My energy just disappeared. Absolutely gone. Gone. Oh my goodness. Okay. Righty. So, before we move on to the next section, we have one final ability to go over, which is the Siphon ability, as well as the Output ability. You might be asking, LD, what are those? Let me grab this. This is the version 2 of our nanotech core. Now, there are 2 upgrades that your nanotech core can have, V2 and V3, and they just increase the energy you have. So you start out with 30k RF, then the Symbiote V2 increases your capacity to 50k RF and requires 4 titanium and 4 quartz circuits to make, as well as your basic Endosym nanotech core in the middle. I am not going to craft that because I'm going to be showing you our energy siphon and our energy give and take. So, if you shift whilst holding an item in your hand that is out of charge and press the ability, you can begin to charge that item. Okay. And then, if you hold an item that has RF in it and you are low on RF, while standing, you can take the energy out of that item and put it into your nanotech core. So when you think about it, really, you're an infinite battery because as long as you're above 1% energy, you are constantly passively recharging your energy, and then you can charge things with it. So really, that's just infinite power when you think about it, especially with the final upgrade. But let's first off see how well we land. Well, actually, I need to probably let this recharge a little bit more. Even charging this up just so I can drain the energy from it. Okay. Activate this. So, our Unibeam still takes a decent amount of energy, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't take anywhere near as much as it did before. Okay. Let's drain you. I'm like a vampire. I'm like an energy vampire. Okay. And then, well, let's nix more of this energy. Right. Can I charge this all the way up, or is it gonna... Okay, it made it. Good. So, Hulkbuster mode. Still, again, very decent energy drain, because the amount of energy being drained hasn't changed, but obviously I have a lot more energy now. I mean, I was low on energy when I did that the first time, but I think that did last slightly longer. Okay. Right, so that was our nanotech core, V2. We now have our nanotech core V3, the final upgrade to your nanotech core, which doubles your energy capacity to 100k RF. Gorgeous. It's incredibly expensive, though. Incredibly. You need 4 blocks of titanium and 4 vibranium circuits. So, let's put this bad boy on. Can I? Yeah. Let's drain the energy out of this. If you do that as well, this stays held. Ooh. Okay, yeah. 30. And it got it to 35%. Okay. Alright. What can I drain out of it? This has got 2 in it. No, oh, no. Right. Okay. Our energy is gonna. Let's just. Okay. Let's charge this one up, and then we'll nick the energy out of it. I really like the sound of it for this. I know it's probably just like a note block, or well, it's probably amethyst if we're being honest. But it's still, it's very nice. Well, this will fill me up anyway, because obviously that's 50k, and we're at 100k. We're halfway full, so obviously that will. Right. Activate suit. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, that took ages to go down. Okay, beam. Probably like similar. I mean, obviously it's still quite high, but it's probably similar to what this is like. Yeah, it was probably. This is now. It's at what the enhanced repulsors were like when we first got them. Oh no, I should probably. Again, well, I'll nick the charge out of this, and then I'll just recharge the model I'm using instead. Right. The energy, it's well good energy capacity. Like that, this will last you for a while. Hulkbuster. Again, still decent energy drain, but like similar to how it was using a repulsor when I first started out. Beam. Okay. They did feel like it drained a bit quicker, but that's probably on me. Right. Now, the last thing I'm just going to show you is the usual me killing husks for, well, symbiotic goo. Okay. I just want to show this off really. I built this whole contraption. /time set night. It's not brilliant. You can't close it from the outside, but still. It's mine, and that's what matters. Can they spawn in here? Is the light level too high for that? I don't actually know. I didn't. Okay. Light level might be. Let's just summon some. I just need to show you killing one so that I can. Oh, I'm on peaceful mode. That won't help anything. Right, lads. Overstayed your welcome, you have. There you go. Symbiotic essence. Lovely jubberly. Okay, we can close this now. Righty. Okay. This has been Fuuu's Endosym. Let's make it day because it looks nicer. Okay. This has been Fuuu's Endosym. Thank you all for watching. If you'd like to check out Fuuu's Endosym, it will be linked in the description below, as well as the map I've used in this video, and the mods Discord if you'd like to join that. That's everything. So I will see you all next time, and bye!